Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm DarcyBits, with me today is B. We are doing the final cards from the Unplayably Overpowered tier list. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out, but also, we're just getting to the juicy stuff, so don't even worry about it. It's gonna be great! B, are you ready to just jump into this?
Heck yeah, how many more do we have?
We've got 34 here, but I don't know if that includes folders, and then we've got the ringers. I've got, why is there only 3 of these? I feel like there's more than that. No. Yeah. It's like 8 after? Yeah, I think so. These are the ones I didn't include. It's confusing. Let's not worry about it too much. We got like 40-ish.
40, yeah, I think 40-ish,
Yeah, alright. For our first card, we've got Promenade, a 4-mana green sorcery. It says draw 3 cards. Then, if you have more cards in hand than each opponent, which is probably possible, but it has to be all of them, it sounds like. Create a 3/3 green insect creature token for each creature card in your hand.
Assuming you have to reveal your hand.
Yeah, I guess you have to.
Sweet. 4 mana is a little bit hefty. No, it's not for free cards. No, 4 mana for free cards in green is like pretty on rate.
That's already good. Yeah, and then in addition, if you have the most cards, which you probably do.
Yeah.
You get a 3/3 for each creature. Yeah. So if you're playing a creature heavy deck, then likely, let's say like half your cards are creatures, and you've got like 6 cards or something. It's like 3 3/3s.
Yeah.
Do you think that seems like a reasonable benchmark?
I mean, I could see like you having like, I don't know, like 6 3/3s or whatever. Like I feel like you can play. It doesn't have to be entirely creatures, but it's mostly creatures. This
sure.
Is gonna be like
I'm just trying to figure out like what is sort of the expected average instead as opposed to the best case scenario, right?
I think even in like the average, it is not hard to make a green mostly creature deck.
Sure, but like you're gonna have lands, you're gonna have like maybe you don't even draw 6 cards off.
That's true, and if you are playing a sorcery, that means that there might be other sorceries. So yeah.
Sure, yeah. So just even the low end of like 1 or 2 3/3s is still pretty good, right? Now this could also just like whiff. 4 mana for 3 cards is fine, but not the sort of amazing we're looking for, right? And if it whiffs, that's all it is.
Yeah.
But you know if it's gonna whiff or not, right? There's no like playing the odds in this. Unless you're trying to draw into creatures, I suppose. But like, honestly, you know whether or not you're going to have the most cards.
I feel like this is like so common. There's so common to have like high creature decks in green that like
totally.
I want to put this as like a either high C or low B.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's talk a little bit about just like we didn't go over our tier lists. Whatever, you'll figure it out, or watch the last video. Ding.
Okay, I've already forgotten all our criteria. So.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, if this was printed in Magic, like, could you see this in real Magic? And I don't know if you couldn't, honestly.
Yeah, but okay, so I think Strong for Magic is like is where we've put that, which is the C.
Yeah, like, do you actually think that this is too strong for regular Magic?
Where is he? So what's the difference between C and D again?
C is strong for AI Magic, and D is strong for regular Magic.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to figure that out. I don't really know if this is too. This probably is too strong for regular Magic, but also maybe it's not. I don't know.
No, actually, it's D, but it's so cool. Yeah, I just like really like it.
Are you covering your mouth? You sound like you're a little muffled.
Sorry, no, I'm holding my head and thinking. Apologies, but no, it is actually a D.
You think so? Yeah, I don't know. It has such a high end, but I don't know.
It's a D, and the reason I'm hyped about it is because it's D. Because like I actually could see this in Magic, and it'd be super cool to be in Magic.
That's
we have to have the like reveal where it's explicitly stated, of course. But like
yeah. The wording would have to be a little bit different, but that's all.
Yeah.
With every step, I get closer to home. If I get there before the bugs do, I'll have won. They are
Yeah, that's how
insect
I
creature
feel.
tokens. Yeah. Soul
Yeah, no,
Locks Changelord.
I want to get home before the bugs do, so
That's fair.
they can lock the
All right,
door.
we're putting in strong for regular magic. We got a high bar. Looks like.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Angel of Finality is a 3-mana 2/2 white angel with flying. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, Angel of Finality deals 1 damage to any target.
Oh, any target. Interesting. That's
Any
like
target.
not. I thought it would just be like the target. If it was up from an F to a D. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's a 3-mana 2/2
No.
flyer, which is fine.
No.
Obviously, it's not
No.
strong, but it's fine. And then
No. It's an F. It's an F. It's just a card.
you think it's just a card.
It's like
That's
weird
kind of
because
cool.
like,
It's cool that this is just a card because it's
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
No, actually, hold on a second. No, it's when any. It's not just one creature. It's when any number of creatures. So actually, no, that's insane. Insane for regular magic. It's strong for regular magic. But in D.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad we got there because, like, yeah, if your opponent wants to attack you with their 5/1/1s, they all die.
Yeah, exactly. Or even if they attack you with like a bunch of like a 2/2 and a free, you get like the 2/2.
Kill
Like,
the 2/2. Yeah. No, they just wouldn't. They'd attack you with just the 3/3. And
but it's still like
pink
a
face,
threat.
right?
But it's still like a threat. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
like
it's I think it's a really legitimate, like, it's more of a deterrent than an actual kill spell. It's not a kill spell. You know what I mean, though. Like, you're not going to do a ton of damage with this, but people are going to have to play around it, and that's going to give you an advantage.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a it's kind of like a snaring bridge, kind of weirdly. Yeah. Not really, but it's like it has like that effect. Of, like,
Yeah, I
you
see
just
what you
get-
mean. Yeah, totally. I don't remember exactly what a snaring bridge does, but it does do that weird, like...
It's basically like it works very differently, but it is basically like
Combat is harder.
Big fog, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. My path
Fog
is
on
the
permanent.
path of peace. My path is the path of justice. My path is the path of power. Oracle
What is
on
it?
deck.
Which is it?
It's all those things.
Dang, you're so cool.
Pyroclastic Elemental is a 3-mana star red elemental. Pyroclastic Elemental's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. Whenever Pyroclastic Elemental deals damage, destroy all creatures. So, couple things.
I got a reaction out of me.
I'm glad you got a reaction out of you. That was great. What is the going rate for star equal number of creatures you control? Like 2?
I think free is like on rates.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's only going to be able to do anything once. Because everything dies. If this had first strike, it would be really cool.
That's like actually such cool. It's like a time bomb. It's like I can see like you making this like a little lava creature that's like about to explode.
Yeah,
like that.
Totally. Yeah. But if this had first strike,
I like this.
If this had first strike, it could block, do damage, and then explode, and no one else would deal damage in combat. But here, if you block with this, you're still going to take a bunch of damage from all the other unblocked creatures or whatever, right? Before the bomb goes off. So, it's cool, but I don't know if it's good.
I think nice thing about it is if you have it on the table already, they can play. The threat of it. There's a threat of like, okay, they play a big thing. Okay, I just attack with it.
It's like the Doomcaller in Hearthstone, right? Like,
yeah,
I actually really like the design of that card, right? It's not supposed to kill anything. It's just supposed to delay creature plays.
Yeah, but it's a Doomcaller that you can decide when it blows up.
Yeah, kinda.
As long as it's like not on your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's very cool. For anyone who doesn't know Doomcaller, because this is a Magic stream, that's a Hearthstone card. It has a at the start of your turn, destroy all creatures, including itself. So you play it, and then you pass to your opponent, and they don't play any creatures because they're just gonna die. So it buys you a turn. You never play it on a full board because it just gets killed.
Yeah, Hearthstone, of course, you can attack creatures, can attack directly other creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, we haven't actually talked about where this lands. Is this an F?
I think it's a D. I know it seems more powerful than it looks.
You mean you think that it's more powerful than other people would think that it seems?
Yeah,
Seems and looks are like the same, but I see what you mean because you don't actually know that it's more powerful than it looks. But so it seems more powerful than it seems.
Like Doomcaller, but you can pick when it goes off.
Yeah.
For no mana.
Yeah.
Is like actually like I think this would be like a Kiki Jiki level, like Fable of the Mirror Breaker level, like red.
Cool.
Red card.
Yeah, I guess that'd be really
actually
useful.
Yeah, I would be into like a card like this actually coming out because like it would like encourage more big red, which I like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Right, delaying that board a bit instead of rushing.
I enjoy red control. Yeah.
Cool. Fire and Dice rarely play nice together. Put that in
That's
D
true.
for a strong regular magic card. A strong card for regular magic, not a strong regular magic card. None of these are regular magic cards, unless they sometimes are. Contraption is a 2-mana blue instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Contraption. Reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. So it's like,
Oh, this would be so annoying.
It would be very annoying. I don't know how to assess. One of the reasons I want to put this on the list is because I don't know how to assess these cards, right? Like, Squadron Hawk's really good, apparently. I've never played with it, you know what I mean? And this is like Squadron Hawk on a spell.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Squadron Hawk is good because it is good to just have, like, a card and sometimes it just has to be like a creature. Like you don't actually play Squadron Hawk often.
You don't?
Or I mean, you don't like you like Well, Squadron Hawk actually is like different in that like it brings in like all the Squadron Hawks in your deck.
So, also, I forgot it is right. It actually I forgot that this goes infinite because it's not searching your library; it's searching your library or graveyard.
Not infinite, but it's like
right. You have to pay mana for it, but like you only need 2 of these in your deck.
Oh, that's extra spicy. Yeah. No, I think that's for puts in D. I mean, the thing is
Do you think so? Do you think this would be okay to print in real Magic?
I don't know if it'd be okay. I think it would I don't think I would be okay with it, but like it would be like I think you could.
It's like so imagine for a moment you had a card that was like 2 mana, bounce a target creature, buyback for 0.
Yeah, it's like a Hearthstone Hero Power. Is it up to the 2 mana part?
Yes, true actually.
Super Hearthstone stream today.
This is just buyback though. It's buyback for free as long as you have 2 copies. If you don't have 2 copies in your deck, then it doesn't work. If you're playing Commander, it does nothing.
It's actually kind of it's a little bit more interesting if there was like a limit.
Yeah, if it only hits your library.
Okay. If this is countered, that does like kind of wreck the thing though.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you had 4 of them though, you could then pull your others from the graveyard again. But yeah, no, that's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean that's not enough to make it. Yeah, no, it's C. You think it's too strong for Magic?
You think? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's where I'm landing. I feel like it is stronger than you'd want to be in Magic. Buyback is really powerful, and this is buyback for 0. But
yeah, I could kind of see it in Magic if you didn't have your limit of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be into like a. Okay, so here's the thing. I would be into like a cycle of cards or like a set mechanic where you can exile it to bring the same a copy of the same card from your deck.
Like exile from graveyard.
Exile as you play it. When you cast it, you may exile it to.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, that does seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm also wondering, like, the entire point of this series was, like, finding these cards that if you did have, you wouldn't actually play against someone. And the question is, if I brought this to the table and I was like, I'm going to play Contraption against you.
Well, it's a thing. It's a card that's, like, not... It's, like, more annoying than it is powerful. It is powerful, but it's, like,
that's
more
fair.
annoying than...
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so that's like Q's results. And honestly, I don't think I would feel that bad because
Okay.
it's like it's a bounce.
I mean, I
Bounces.
think so too. I just wanted to like gauge your
Yeah,
reaction to making sure you were thinking about it in that context. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a C. I think it's a solid C. It's strong, but not so strong that you shouldn't. Don't play this against me.
Yeah, we got high standards here. Yeah, yeah.
Some ingenious alchemist put me together. Cedrus, is it mage?
Wow,
Oh,
that's like a it's like a compliment to yourself and the alchemist. That's
I
cool.
guess so. Bottomless Trap is a 2-mana blue instant. Put target creature on top of its owner's library. Draw a card. Simple.
That is so sucks. That's like a high C. I'm hesitant to put it a B. It might be. No, it is absolutely a B. It is it's like more of a bread and butter kind of B, but it is absolutely like in that tier of like
You think so?
you put
Just putting a
you put
cantrip onto it's not even a kill. Which might be
no,
better.
no,
That might
but
be an upside actually.
no, yeah, no, it takes a card draw.
Yeah. I do think putting stuff on top of the deck is sneaky powerful because it's like, oh, you could just kill it. It's like, yeah, but now I've killed their next draw because they have to draw this thing, and maybe they don't want to draw it. Maybe it's like a 8/8 they cheated it from the graveyard or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, or it's a it's a creature that can't attack next turn.
yeah,
And you draw a card. Like that is like
yeah. No, the tempo
basically
swing on
free.
that is really good.
Yeah, no, it is a more of a bread and butter B. It's like kind of weird because it's a B card that doesn't actually just like win you the game on the spot, but it's like
It's funny to say that, right?
you play you play 4 of these and you're always having to draw it. It's like the B class of that bread and butter role.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. The
Yeah.
weird thing is, I don't actually know if this is too strong for regular Magic. Is the weird part. Like, it's very
Oh
strong,
what?
and I agree, but like,
This is like a legacy card. Like it is.
okay. I'll put it in
Yeah.
B, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's like, okay. It's super balanced, and
Yeah,
I get to draw a card. I'm like, okay, great.
no. This feels like one of those like yeah. It feels like it would be a power 9 if it was in that
Yeah,
like time.
that's
Like
so
he'll be
interesting.
talking about like this is like a time twister. Like yeah, I don't know.
All right. Gerard
Ugh.
the Fox Rider ran his hand along the Sphinx's cold stone face, taking pleasure in the feel of her great strength. The Sphinx saw his hand and hissed, but Gerard only smiled. I don't know what any of that means.
It's a very this fan fiction.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Insatiable Hunger is a 2-mana 2/1 red devil. When Insatiable Hunger dies, create 2 food tokens.
This is a card.
Yeah, but it's not funny.
It's funny. Wait, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is it hungry if it had 2 food tokens sitting in it?
And that's how it died. It didn't show up until it dies. It's just like, oh, I'm
It's
so hungry. And then it dies, and then someone walks up and is like, I got some food, eh? Anybody want any food? Yeah, it's irony is what it is.
powered by irony. That's great. Yeah, put in the throw it for the FTO. Never speak of this again.
I don't think it's that bad, but okay.
No, it's not bad. It's a regular Magic card. It's like a draft common.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what's for dinner as long as it's in the bag.
I mean, I think it would actually. Okay, to be honest, I think it would actually see some play in a food deck.
Yeah, I mean, to discuss it more, I think
pretty efficient way to make food, but it was funnier to like.
I think you're right. It's an F card, but that's still just those are oftentimes playable cards. They're just not busted, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think that'd be a cool card to see in a food deck, but there's not a lot of support in red.
Red doesn't really. Yeah, red's not really.
I don't think it would be a food deck. It would be an artifact deck, right?
Okay.
And thinking about it that way, what do you think, right? Because we've talked about how there's that one stupid card that's you got to stop playing with that bottle. It's really loud.
I'm so sorry. I can't live into that.
But like we've talked before about how there's that one card that doesn't seem that strong, but it's like 1 mana, it is an artifact, and it makes an artifact. It makes a blood token.
It's just weird because like even is technically life gain in red, and red's supposed to hate life gain, so it's like you wouldn't actually do that.
Sure, but like even then, it's not even that good, right? Because it's 2 mana for 2 artifacts after it died, right?
Even so, like yeah, that's like it's just life gain's just like so outside of red's thing.
Well, let's ignore the whole life gain part. Pretend they're like blood tokens or something, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm just kind of interested in like in an artifact deck. Is that actually very strong? Is it sneaky good?
Just like 2 blank. They should make like blank artifact tokens. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like you make a rock. What does a rock do? It's a rock.
It does nothing. Yeah. No, I'd be into artifacts that just do nothing. They just are. Yeah.
Yeah, or like enchantments that do nothing. Like that'd be cool. Like maybe you make an enchantment artifact, and it's like that'd be fun. Like it's a set mechanic.
Oh, it is an enchantment artifact. There's only one in all of Magic. You know.
Really? What is this?
It's in the unset.
Really?
It's a saga artifact.
Yeah, I want to. So I'm actually like developing a card game right now, and I want to make, and it makes me want to make like, a custom Magic set. Actually,
heck yeah, totally. All right, let's move on. We're correct that that's just another card, or just an actual card.
Yeah. But this is the rails. Yeah.
Grief Grip Demon is a 4-mana 4/3 black horror. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. Black, regenerate Grief Grip Demon.
It's a slightly more annoying braids. But no, not actually, because it doesn't actually like get rid of lands.
Yeah, it's interesting. You throw it down. It's the beginning of each player's upkeep, so you pass. Everyone has to sack something first, and then it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Now, you can't regenerate through sacrifice. It's important to remember, right? This is not like, for you, you just pay 1 mana. Like, no, you still have to actually sacrifice something.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's like
cool,
this is an F.
Well, I like that it's hard to remove, right? Like,
yeah, but it's also 4 mana, so it's like
true.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like these cards are really good to like do early because it like gives them less choice.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So you're saying we play this on 4, it's like it's not good.
Yeah. Ideally, you'd like to be like, okay, turn 1 or 2, make some like 1/1s. And then like turn 3, like if this is a free mana, it'd be slightly different. But yeah, I guess I'm comparing it to Braids, but I think it's like
that's a good
Braids is a real Magic card that's like not exactly tearing up the competitive tables,
right?
But it's still played,
right?
This I think is comparable. It has some upsides, it has some downsides. It's comparable, which I think firmly puts in the F tier.
Would you put Braids in F?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know how powerful Braids is. Like, it's one of those things, just like, this is, again, largely why I want you on this discussion, because you know actual Magic cards better than I do. I know this AI bogus better. Yeah. I mean, that's really solid discussion points. I have no rebuttal. The more the soul thirsted, the more the demon fed. Grief Group Demon into F. We have not gotten anything better than like. Well, we did get that one card that you said was B tier, right? Did we put it there, or did we move it somewhere else? I don't remember.
I put it there. It looks like you put it.
I've forgotten. I did. You can see that's not. I don't know. In real time.
I do hope we're gonna do like the. I guess I should have discussed it with you, but like I hope we do like the count of like how many ended up in each tier.
Yeah, totally. Winged Servant is a 2-mana 1/1 blue bird soldier. It has flying, and for 2 mana and tap, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Just repeatable revamp.
Yeah, I think that's like a
repeatable ramp.
I kind of want to put in D, but it's mostly an F. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of repeatable ramp that actually exists.
Yeah, so it's hard to. I think most of the time 3 mana, so it's like a bit strong for that, but it's like. Yeah, I know you're right. This is D, but it's like low D. It's like it probably would see play, and it's like just above what we've come to expect, but it's not good. But honestly, like it's because what we've come to expect is like kind of low for like that.
Yeah, I could see this being one of those things that you look at and you go, "Ooh, that's really good," and then you like play it, and it's just like too slow to be relevant. But I don't know. Like play this for 2. If it doesn't get removed, which it might just die. It's a 1/1.
It is a 1/1, yeah.
You spend 2 and tap, get another land.
It's a 1/1 that has to stay on the battlefield, and then you have to be able to spend 2 mana next turn. Now, after next turn, after you've ran for once, you probably the spend 2 mana is actually pretty trivial. But like, it's just like you have to like have that happen over the course of a turn cycle plus your next turn.
Yeah, I guess it's like how many times you have to activate this for it to be relevant. And if the answer is like twice, it's probably gonna die before then. Like it's repeatable ramp, great, but only if it survives, right?
Yeah, because otherwise it's 4 mana ramp, and it's like 4 mana 1-time ramp, and it's like
yeah, it's basically 4 mana 1-time ramp, I think, in most situations. But I mean, it's 4 mana 1-time ramp that peels some form of removal, I guess. Like, yes, it dies, but how much value does that have that this is dying? I think that's relevant. What?
I like the term peel. Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, it's from MOBAs. If you're playing a tank, you need to peel for your opponents to draw fire. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd put it.
Your allies, not your opponents. Don't peel for your opponents. That's not what I meant to say.
I'll put it in D and regret it.
Okay. You know what? I am a big fan of regret. The stone men will remain silent no longer. Corrupt Demon is a 5 mana 4/3 black demon spirit. It has flying and black regenerate Corrupt Demon.
F.
Look, I really like regenerate. It's a good mechanic. We should bring it back.
Okay, but yeah, just.
It's so sticky. It's a 5 mana 4/3 flyer that you can't get rid of. It's really good.
How would you feel about 1 mana, put a shield token on this, activate only once per turn?
Put a shield counter on this, activate only once per turn. Oh,
it's
you just
better,
mean like kind of the same as regenerate?
Yeah, kind of the same as regenerate, not really.
It's just like more work. I mean, yeah, sure, that's fine. That could be what regenerate means. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, regenerate isn't only once per turn.
You can stack them, which is nice, but yeah. Well, it's like, well, this is only once per turn, but also you can stack them.
If you were gonna try to modernize regenerate, you could say that it means if this doesn't have a shield counter on it, put a shield counter on it.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Right? But the important thing about regenerate is that they do come back tapped and removed from combat, if that matters.
Yeah, you just like have that feel like a stack ability it has for shield counters.
Sure, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. It's getting complicated. But yeah, still Jerry's okay. It's definitely an upside, but 5 mana 4/3 is definitely a downside, even with flying. So I think that this puts it in like kind of. I think there's just like kind of a nice uncommon.
So I think I overvalue regenerate. So I have to ask you a question. Yeah? If you had a 4/3 flying with indestructible, how much would you pay?
Oh, that's different.
I know it's very different, but I'm curious, like discussing wise, like what's the comparative like price?
I guess I'd pay 5 mana.
Okay, so I think that my brain is treating this like indestructible when it's not, right?
No, because the thing is, like, if you want it to be indestructible, it's actually 6 mana. Because on the turn you play it, because like
on the turn you play it, yeah.
And even then, you have to like continuously hold up a mana, which is like you want to be playing, you want to be using all your mana.
Yep, that's a fair point.
Yeah,
fair point.
Yeah.
No,
that's like the thing is like activated abilities like that always like are worse than they seem. Unfortunately,
worse than they seem. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. Generally true. Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I also want to be underestimating because I remember playing as a kid and like overestimating it. So it's like I might be underestimating it now.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I've only ever played for Journey as a kid because they don't do that anymore.
They don't do it anymore. I think you're right that this is just an actual card. I think it's cool and good, and I'd play it, and I'd probably lose, and I'd have a great time.
Nice.
I'd be like, haha, my demon, and you'd be like, I'd kill it, and like, dang it, I didn't leave up any mana. I should have waited till turn 6. Yeah, you're right. It's effectively a 6 cost. I kind of hadn't really thought of that. Oh, well. Let your spirit roam free. My corruption will only stifle it. Fell Fury.
Also, I mean, the fact that like leaves combat and taps is also like a kind of a big deal because like it means that even though I haven't like removed your creature with thing, you've paid mana and you didn't get to do your thing. So in a way, I still kind of won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move on, Scarzan, what do you mean by is there a G? I didn't follow that. It's nice to see that you're still in chat.
I think they're talking about like tiers. I think they're saying like,
Oh,
just couldn't
G
put
tier.
G tier.
Oh, wow. All right. Fine. Make fun of my pet cards. All right, cool. All right, Relic Skimmer is a 3-mana 2/2 white bird. It has flying. When Relic Skimmer dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Simple. Infinite blocker, flying. What do you think?
It would be annoying, but I don't think it rises above a D.
But does it rise 2D?
Out of the next end step. Yeah, I think it rises 2D, yeah. Because, yeah, you're right, infinite blocker.
Till it gets...
Unless you kill it on your turn. On the turn you attack, because then you can at least go out of the way for the attack.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that I've used a bunch of times in like actual AI Magic. It comes up a lot.
Not to bring up that stupid Activision Blizzard game, but do you remember Dreadseed?
No. Oh yes, sorry, we're talking about Hearthstone again. I thought you were talking about a game called Dreadsteed, and I was like, I don't. Dreadsteed sounds rad. Let's play Dreadsteed. Why are we playing Magic?
That sounds fun. I like it called Dreadsteed. like heavy metal TCG. That
yeah,
great.
Totally. Yeah, I mean that's just like a plane in Magic, right? Yeah.
Dreadsteed. Yeah.
Well, the name of the plane would not be Dreadsteed, but like a heavy metal plane, you can imagine that.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah.
It's a crossover with Brutal Legend.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Brutal Legend was good, actually. There should be a revival of that game. That game was good.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone else was good.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, we off track.
To skim is to cut through the wind. To fly is to carry the future. But, so you're thinking D. You think it's above just an F?
Yeah, it is annoying enough to be a D.
Yeah, I think 3 mana for a 2/2 flyer is just already good. It's not great. That would be F. That would be probably...
3 mana for a 2/2 flyer is draft playable. That's a win, right?
Draft playable. Yeah, totally. And this
barely.
is...
Windrake's barely draft playable. Yeah.
So, and that's sort of the question of whether or not this is noticeably better than that, right? Because you're right, just a little bit better is still an F, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot better is still an F, but this is a lot better because requiring your opponent to have removal every turn they want to attack, unless they want to be blocked by 2/2, is like pretty dang good.
Yeah, I think so. Cool.
Yeah.
Strong for regular Magic.
Yeah.
Next, we have Lion's Eyes, a 2-mana white instant. Create 2 1/1 white lion creature tokens with lifelink.
Yeah, this is just like the rate of like game 2 1/1s. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have lifelink.
Instant speed?
At instant speed. It's not sorcery.
Yeah, that's true. It's still an F.
Yeah, I like it though.
It is good. It's like good as Soul Sisters.
It's weird. Like, I feel like a lot of...
Just 2 instances of life gain, yeah.
No, well, I mean, yeah, no, I think the fact that I have lifelink is super relevant. But, like, if you look at token creation, I feel like it is costed a lot, like, higher than I always expect it to be, and it's worth it. Like, 2 1/1s for 2 at instant speed with lifelink, that's, like, kind of a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think it's very strong. I don't think it rises to D, though.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. But you're not going to see anything as efficient as this, I don't think, in real Magic.
Yeah, probably.
Like, this is one of those things that is more efficient than anything in real Magic, and it's still just kind of fine.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I feel like maybe it's stronger than it looks.
Have you heard of this, like, apparently, like, for a while, I don't know, like, with sets, I don't really follow Pioneer, but, like, there's apparently, like, a Convoke deck in Pioneer that, like, people were, like, Oh, this is broken, which is like basically Gleeful Demolition.
Yes, I know Gleeful Demolition.
So it's like an aggro deck that did like Ornithopter, Gleeful Demolition turn 1, and then turn 2 convoke out some like 4/4s.
Yeah, I think I saw a video talking about that. Gleeful Demolition is a card that destroys an artifact, but if you choose your own artifact, you make a bunch of goblins, if I recall correctly. Just for the
I think there's like some other way of like making a bunch of 1/1s in there too. I think there's like a similar card to Gleeful Demolition that's been printed in the past.
Yeah.
But
it's just pretty efficient tokens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 cards for free 1/1s, and it's like I can like do stuff.
Turns out
because
good
like
enough.
sometimes you just need a guy, you just need a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we're thinking this is still just lands of an F, or is this a D?
Still an F.
Still enough. I agree. A gazelle too scared to fight.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I see life gain and I'm playing like casual Magic on Arena.
Great. Ranger Captain of the Eternals is a 3-mana 2/2 human soldier with first strike. For 2 mana and tap, search your library for an aura card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle.
So you do get to actually enchant something with it, right? No, it has to. It's weird because you're not like casting it, but like this.
I believe it gets around certain effects. I remember hearing people talk about how like if you return an enchantment aura to the battlefield, it automatically attaches on its own, but you never targeted anything with it, so it gets around like hexproof and stuff. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Or Shroud, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's true. I believe that's correct. So I think this would too. Because it never tells you to target anything.
That is like, so yeah, they never print this because like that's such a weird rule that they don't want it to ever come up.
I mean, it does come up. That's the problem, is it does actually come up in real Magic.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to like have it always come up.
Don't
with,
want
like,
it to be the core part of the design, yeah. But anyway, ignoring that part, 3 mana for 2/2 first strike is fine, but not great. We agree?
Yeah, it is like basically barely draft playable.
If it survives, you can invest another 2 mana to tutor out an aura and put it directly in the battlefield.
Which means like you have to have an aura. I mean, having an aura in your deck isn't a big cost. So it's like 2 mana. The aura's even tapped. Auras sometimes tap.
It's never gonna matter.
Yeah, I don't know why it's even said that. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how big auras get, but you'd have to have another creature, probably. You probably don't want to put it on this guy. But you could, right? If it survives the round, you tutor an aura, you put something on it that protects this guy. Then next turn, you do it again and pull out some big aura.
It is kind of a free mana nothing. Like, it's a sad thing.
I do think this is kind of a, like, it takes time to get wound up, right? Like, this thing looks like it could be a really key part of an engine, but that engine's going to maybe take too long to get going.
I imagine it's like probably a key part of like an OTK.
I think this might be like an against the odds OTK kind of thing, where like there's some ridiculous combo here, but it's still a little slow.
I mean, this is like I'm probably, if I had one more encyclopedia knowledge of like all the auras in the game.
Yeah.
This might be in a vastly different place, so I'm gonna put it in D for now. Also, like, you know, like we're also like in the AI Magic context, maybe really a gun aura that was like 2020 for like 8 mana.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
I mean, even feel like just like you still just end up with a big vanilla, so never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, like.
But no, I think I agree that D makes sense. There's definitely some weird stuff you could do. It's got that potential that makes you wonder, and maybe someone could break it, kind of a thing. But it is generally pretty slow, so it's not inherently super powerful.
Yeah.
So it's not breaking that limit, is what I would say.
Yeah.
The greatest heretics of all had one great quality in common. You figured it, though. Yeah, you had something else to say?
No, I just feel like, it'd be cool to like have a Progenitus or aura. That'd be fun. Like we kind of balance Progenitus being like
protection from everything.
Protection from everything, and like 10/10 +10/+10 protection from everything.
Oh, interesting.
That'd be like a fun like
yeah. Be one of those weird like protection from everything except for this.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, the aura probably wouldn't have protection from everything. Is the thing, but the creature would.
Right.
If yeah, creature's protected from everything, but the aura itself doesn't have protection from everything.
Sure, but the creature would be protected from the aura would fall off. You'd have to word it specially to avoid that.
Protection from everything but this.
Yeah, that exists though, right? There's like protection from a color of your choice. This does not remove this aura, right?
Really?
Those exist. Yeah, those super already exist because
really, I didn't know.
It's stupid. that.
I like the headline protection from everything but this.
Yeah.
This card. Yeah.
Yeah. Mana Gorger Lizard is a 2-mana 2/1 green lizard. When Mana Gorger Lizard dies, create a 2/2 green rhino.
That's a card.
It's a Doomed Dissenter, but different. How does it compare to Doomed Dissenter?
It's comparable.
Well, can you tell me?
It's in green. It's better, but in green you expect better from your creatures. So it's like,
interesting. That's an interesting point I had not considered.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what Doomed Dissenter is?
Actually, I might be misremembering. It is a 1/1 that makes a 2/2 when it does.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Dang, that's actually really good. That's better than this, I think. Crap, I didn't realize Doomed Dissenter was so good. I thought it was a 1/1 that made a 1/1 when it died. And this is a 2/2 that makes a 2/2 when it dies. It's a 2/1.
It's a 2/1. It is +1/+0 better.
Wow.
It's like the thing, yeah. But also, it's green, so you expect more.
Well, it's a cost 2
than from black.
Dang. All right.
Doomed Dissenter also costs 2.
Oh, Doomed Dissenter costs 2. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought Doomed Dissenter.
I could actually be misremembering.
You can also look it up.
I guess I could. Okay, yeah, I'm not on the screen. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
He looks fierce, but don't let his appearance fool you. The stench coming off him will fill your nostrils and make you sick. Sir Alan, Traveler to Volrath's Realm. Dang.
I like in Doomed Dissenter how you see it in different contexts in Innistrad and on Amonkhet because they're dissenting against different things.
It's really good.
I was exactly right.
Which means, say it again.
It's a 2-mana 1/1 that makes a 2/2.
It's pretty good. Yeah, dang, pretty good. All right, that's just a card. That's just a card right there. Thornscape Walls is a 3-mana artifact creature wall 0/7. It has Defender. For 2 mana, Thornscape Walls deals 1 damage to target creature. I love it.
You would.
It's a big wall. You can't beat that.
Cast Doomblade.
And then I can ping things really inefficiently.
Woo! Yeah.
What is the going rate for an 07? Since you have Scryfall open, you should look it up for me.
I have Gather open.
Okay.
I don't know. You're good at Scryfall.
I am good at Scryfall.
You are good at Scryfall. Yeah.
Syntax guide.
It's insufferable.
So here's the thing. This is just an actual card, but is there a card that does this? I think there's a better rate for 0/7. I think you can get that cheaper than 3, can't you?
Yeah. I think you get a 0/8. I think even.
Yeah.
I know there's a 3-mana 8/0. That's like a feature site card. It's weird.
There's a 3-mana 8/0.
Yeah, you have to have an anthem to make it work.
That's awesome. Like that. Dang, that's so fun.
Yeah.
The walls are our first line of defense. The perimeter must be held at all costs. Isperia, Ren Soldier. Well, that's just a card. Next. Devil Pact Marauder is a 4-mana 3/3 black devil. When Devil Pact Marauder enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature. Simple.
That is that I really like Gravity Scuba Copra, and this is like +1/+1.
Awesome.
So yeah, it is just a card, even though I tend to.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's where you were going with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it is. I tend to like really like creature like your flame tongue kabus and whatnot. But I tend to, and I do feel like I've like overestimated them in the past in this series, but also here it's just like so directly comparable that I can't put it above F.
But don't you think that card is good? Would you not put a Ravenous Chupacabra in D? I actually don't know. I don't know what a Ravenous Chupacabra is. You should read it to me.
It's a 4-mana 2/2, does the same thing.
Well, this is better than that.
Yeah.
Dramatically better, too. I think the difference between a 2/2 and a 3/3 is significant.
Yeah, but it's like not like, okay, so Ravenous Chupacabra is like a good standard card. It was good in standard. You don't play it in like anything else, though.
Okay.
I guess like
But is it strong?
Like, I mean, it's like I feel like in order to get into D, it has to be like strong outside of standard.
Okay.
And as much as I love Zero Cover, it's not. Yeah.
I'm always looking for effects like this when I'm making when I'm building a deck, because I always feel like I either have too many creatures or not, like either too many creatures, not enough removal, or too much removal, not enough creatures, and it's like, oh, I have a creature that does both.
That's why it's so good. Yeah,
it's so good. And it's a 3/3.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's still F. Like, yeah.
All right, I will defer to your judgment.
It's like a it's like a Modern Horizons common or uncommon maybe.
Okay.
Like Modern Horizons was like this is like we had like uncommons and commons, but they were like have a step above like the stuff and other things. It was like exactly that level.
Huh. All right.
Yeah.
I've left my damn infernal work and come to steal what's mine. Anax the Oathsworn.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
They're a Devil Pact Marauder.
Yeah, I guess that's what they would say.
Siege Mounts is a 2-mana 2/2 white human knight. As long as Siege Mounts is in your graveyard and no one has cast it this turn, whatever that means, each player gets an additional combat phase this turn. I'll reminder text, damage causes its controller to enter the battlefield.
Oh my god.
Yes, we got there.
The dangerous. I don't want to be on the battlefield. It's scary over there. I would suggest my creatures to it, but not me. Okay, so we're ignoring the reminder text.
We're ignoring the reminder text. This card largely doesn't make sense. I forgot I included this one. This is very good.
No, I mean, it does a thing. It does.
Well, let's break it down, right? As long as it's in your graveyard and no one has cast it this turn. So if you play it and it dies and goes to the graveyard, you've cast it this turn, or is it a new game object because it's changed zones?
Yeah, it doesn't really work within the rules, but I'm gonna say intuitively it would be like I'm gonna rule that it works like how you described. If you cast it and went to graveyard this turn, then you have cast it.
Okay, so
yeah,
as long as that's true, each player gets an additional combat phase this turn. After that combat phase, it's still true. Now what? Does this go infinite? How many times is this triggered? Does it trigger forever? It's as long as it's in the graveyard.
No. I think you can pretty safely say that you'd only get one additional combat phase. It's like kind of like. Yeah, no, it was I have a weird affection for like they're always broken, they're always bad for the game, but I do enjoy like cards that do have. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's rule it as long as this is in your graveyard and it wasn't cast this turn.
You have one additional combat step.
You get an additional combat step. There's no additional combat phase. It's just the one time. You have 2 instead of 1, right?
Yeah.
And that's true for everyone. It's each player.
Yeah, that is interesting because like, I think I'm kind of like, yeah, you can break it, but like, the fact I think it's like, Okay, so what you do is like you Cathartic Reunion in your Boros deck, and like
discard it at the end of like someone else's turn or whatever.
Yeah, or on your turn.
Right, it wasn't
When
cast.
you have
Yeah,
your
totally. Yeah.
build up. So it's like you. So you're hoping that it never gets to their turn. It's like the thing.
Right. Either you try and blow someone out by taking 2 combat steps. The thing is, you don't untap, right? Like you just have an extra step, which is only sometimes relevant.
Oh,
if you have Vigilance, it's relevant, and this card's in white. That's what this one wants to do, right? This isn't like a red one where you're untapping everything and attacking twice or anything. This is a white one. You want to be using your Vigilance creatures and attacking in both combat steps, right?
Yeah, no, it's like this is so many hoops it kind of puts in an F, but it's weird to say that because it's not like a regular Magic card.
It might be an F because it's symmetrical, right? Like,
Yeah, which means you have to like go for hoops. You have to like you have to play it. It is interesting because I like the idea, so I enjoy like I enjoy like sacrifice the graveyard. Maybe like the way to fix them actually is to make it so they're always symmetrical, so that you are hoping to like never let them. You're only hoping to use it for a turn, but you still get to like quote unquote play them by putting them in the graveyard.
Yeah,
any way you can.
I mean, if Anger gave everything haste, that would make that card quite different.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if Wonder gave everything flying, it would be useless.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah. I mean, it would be good in your non-flying. It would be like a green card. You put in your non-flying deck.
Right, to make a level playing field, as opposed to getting a leg up on everyone.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like, yeah, like maybe like a green card that instead of like that he's not flying by giving everything flying. That'd be probably a break, but it's like, yeah,
kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
It sounds like a fun thing to ask Mark Rosewater, see what he thinks.
Yeah. The question is, could you just make a card that says everything loses flying? Probably. Anyway, layers get weird, though.
Yeah.
So, Siege Mounts. You think this is just an actual card? Or is this strong for Magic?
I mean, it's not an actual card, but it's on that level, so yeah, put an F.
Ah, right.
Yeah, and I know. I'm disappointed as you are.
In times of war, a warhorse carries courage into battle. In times of peace, it carries honor.
Wow.
Mighty Enforcer is a 3-mana blue
deep.
And red. Ooh. 2/3 Avatar. It has Vigilance and tap draw a card.
Normally avatars are like game breaking, but this is just like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I can attack, I have Vigilance so I don't tap out, then I tap and I draw a card. I get to do everything.
It's not like, I feel like the fact like this tap draw a card puts it like above like F, but like not by much.
It's got a bunch of stuff that go well together. It's got an asymmetric stat line, so it's actually a pretty good blocker, which is cool because you can attack with it with Vigilance, and then you can block with it, and then you can tap to draw a card. You can do all 3 things that a creature wants to do.
Yeah, this is a low D. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think its stat line could be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But it's a really clean, simple design, and I like it.
Yeah, just like I think we got that for that one very fast. But I kind of want to just check we're not waffling too much. How many cards do we have left?
18. Plus the finals.
Oh,
the secret final ringers.
Okay, I feel like we've been doing this for no time. If we're already halfway there, that's like
yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll hold away. Yeah.
There is no cause so righteous that I will not sacrifice my own life to protect.
I normally only sacrifice my life for non-righteous causes.
Yeah, I know, right? Angelic Outrider is a 4-mana 2/2 white angel. It's got flying, and Angelic Outrider enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. As long as Angelic Outrider has a +1/+1 counter on it, it has flying, which is already true, but whatever. So this is a 4-mana 2/2 or a 4-mana 3/3. No, wait, no. So it's a 4-mana 3/3 at baseline because it has white mana in it. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah.
So then it's either 4-mana 3/3, a 4-mana 4/4, or a 4-mana 5/5.
All of those are basically okay. I think there's enough. 4-mana 5/5 is good. Don't get me wrong, but also you had to spend. It's like you can honestly, I think you can do better, like just without going into different colors.
I think you're right, but did you factor in that as long as it has a +1/+1 counter on it, it has flying?
I mean, it should have flying already, which thankfully it does.
Yeah. But did you think about that? Is what I'm asking.
Okay, so if it loses flying, it still has flying. That's good.
I guess. If your family doesn't have a history of elves and halflings riding birds, you may want to get out of Dodge. Is this a Lord of the Rings reference? Elves and halflings riding birds?
I'll be the other birds, but I don't know.
What? Lots of people rode those birds. Didn't they all ride the birds? I don't remember what happened. I don't remember.
They run random order and they won the game.
Betrayer's Sacrifice is a 5-mana blue instant. That's expensive. Better be worth it. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. You may put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
Oh.
So it's 5-mana resurrection at instant speed, which is already pretty okay. Plus you get to flicker something.
D.
And the flicker is a slow flicker, so it can actually save something's life. So someone attacks you.
I mean, all flickers save something's life. What do you mean?
Okay.
Flickers are normally worse than like fast flickers. Oh, you mean like board wipe?
The board wipe. If it was a board wipe, the thing is you're gonna bring in this creature, unless the creature has like a death trigger, like it's just gonna die. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh this stream. But I feel like this is a D.
Yeah, I think this is strong for regular Magic. I think this is stronger than most Resurrection that exists.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. It's also in blue, which is relevant if you care about color pie stuff.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It does a little bit. Yeah.
This is like quintessential blue black, and I love it. It's my jam.
I mean, I guess blue does like flicker stuff. I don't feel like I've seen like flicker like there is like flicker that's like mono blue. Never mind.
Oh, there totally is. Yeah.
Yeah, like gas, like Ghost Leopard, or what's that? Whatever that card is. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, or like Displacer Kitten.
Oh yeah, that's a cute one.
One of the most broken flicker cards that exists.
Yeah. It is actually more powerful than Displacer Beast, the adult version.
Yeah. It's busted. Yeah. It left with one of its eyes, its throat lacerated, and a shard of bone lodged in its skull.
Ew.
That's the Betrayer's Sacrifice. I don't know what that has to do with anything. We put it in D. Next, Lure Collector is a 3-mana 2/2 Orc Rogue. Whenever Lure Collector attacks, if you attacked with creatures with greater power... What? Like any creature that has greater power than itself? Is that what that means? Let's pretend that's what that means.
Then death. Greater power than death.
Sure. Create a 2/2 red worm creature token.
I like this. You can make a cool ability word out of like if you attack a creature with greater power than death.
Yeah.
That's actually a cool like.
That's kind of like what training is. That what training does?
Training
it's can't put a counter, but yeah.
Put both one counter on the creature that has less power than this.
Oh, training is the one that teaches.
Oh, I know.
Training is the one that learns. There's a bunch of cards that sound exactly the same. They're like training or mentor or.
I always accept no because like no training is if you attack a creature with great power plus one counter, and that is like and that's like kind of different feel because like that's naturally like self ending
because
you get plus one counters. Whereas this is like kind of just like a cool like
This is the type of effect you would expect to see on like kobolds. Where they're like, I'm helping! And they're like a 0/1. They're doing no damage, but they are summoning a guy because they attacked. And then they die.
I like your kobold voice.
Yeah!
Yeah.
No, that's what this means to me. This is like, feels very much like that kobold that's like, if you attack with like a bunch of creatures, you get to like summon a dragon. You're like, holy crap, this tiny kobold did that? Yeah.
Yeah, they're friends with dragons.
But only if they hang out with people stronger than them. Which I like. I think that's kobolds. That's kobolds to me.
Yeah, nice. I would. So I just want to say like I like the way this effect would like go together with other things that have the same trigger, because like if you stack up a bunch of these and they all attack at once, then like it's like one big thing.
With one big thing. Yeah.
That sounds like super fun to like get all those triggers.
Yeah. I love that art. There's like a couple cards in Lorwyn that have like Kithkin hanging out with giants, and I wish there was more of that.
Yeah.
Just one giant leading the charge with a bunch of Kithkin who summon a bunch of goats or something. It'd be rad.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
I think you want to make the custom Magic set now.
Heck yeah. He doesn't do it to be polite. He does it to be
do we
accurate.
even discuss it here?
Do we do what?
Did we even discuss it here? Because it's an F, but yeah.
We haven't really talked about where it goes. I think you're right that it's an F, though. I figured this was all preamble of, like, talking about how cool this card is, and then going, yeah, it's just a card, though.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Like, F is cool. It's like, these are the cards that could actually exist, and they're a cool mechanic, and they're worth talking about.
I think like I mentioned this like at the end of last stream, but yeah, it's like the idea of like AI is not good for taking people's job. I mean, is there's worrying like the whole thing that will, but like AI is very nice for like giving you ideas.
It is. No, honestly, like as I remember when I was doing a lot more. I guess I'm still doing a lot of AI magic stuff, but like when I was doing a lot of it, and then like I don't know. All Will Be One came out, and I was just like, holy crap, all these designs are so much better than anything I've seen. Like, it's so refreshing to just be like, oh yeah, no, don't forget, real designers are way better. I saw, what's it called? Like, Backup, and I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. What? Someone came up with this?
Backup was Martian Machine, but yeah.
Whatever.
Martian Machine was... I enjoyed Martian Machine.
But yeah, just every time a new set comes out, I'm just like, designers are good. They're so good at stuff.
Yeah.
Support real designers.
Like, you gotta have the intention, yeah.
Yeah. No. Anyway, here's just a broken card. Skittering Cutpurse is a 2-mana 1/1 that has, for white, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's a B. I mean, that's a B. It is like have some hoops because like you do have it
doesn't even have to like sit. It's not like you have to not have summoning sickness. Like if you draw this late game, you just play it and buff your entire board to like I don't know 3 or something.
It's like a Nissa, yeah. Like I guess the one thing is like you
have to have a board.
It's easier to ramp. Well, you have to have a board, and also it's easier to ramp like green mana is like white mana.
Sure, so sure. That's true.
So if you want ton mana, it's either like colorless or green.
Yeah, basically. But you can go real wide with white too, so you can get a lot of bodies. It makes me think of so what this is to me, right? Is what's it like? I think it was a Gerard that came out recently. Is that right? Wrath? No, Wrath. Wrath of the Weatherlight.
What?
There's like an of the Weatherlight card. I can't remember. I think it's Wrath. Maybe it's Gerard. Some guy came out in Dominaria United. They're blue-white, and they have like 5 mana activated ability to buff your entire team, and it's just like that's game winning. Like it's oh yeah, all my things are just twice as big now because I had a
the fun thing is like also is if you have 4 minutes in your deck, like the first 4 are just like they're just building your board, and the first 3 are just building your board, and you draw the 4th one and you win. Like if you have a hand of 4 of these, that's pretty good. Yeah,
it's totally fine.
Yeah,
and if somebody wants to like kill it with damage, you can reuse it defensively until you get your board settled or something.
I think honestly it's a C. It is strong for Magic, but it's probably not B.
Yeah. I think I'd agree with that. I would not feel bad running this, but it would be like, holy crap, that's really hard to deal with.
You can print this, yeah.
Yeah. Boop. I'm happy with strong for AI Magic. Is it the best card in my deck? Nah. The best card in my deck is one of these 2, I guess. I don't know how many are in that file holder. I think it's like 8 in that folder or something. Yeah. Iron Root Bridge is a 2-mana 0/6 plant wall.
You would highlight this card.
It's a defender, and it says Iron Root Bridge can block any number of creatures.
Okay, that's pretty nice. Like, because you don't have to block the I
really want this to be a real keyword that exists in Magic that goes on walls.
Yeah, no, I actually like this like defender we have here. Dude, I don't normally like the defender as much as you. What? It's funny.
I just think it's funny.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Stone and wood have always complemented each other. The same is true for bridges and wilds.
I think it's still an F though. Sorry.
And the thing is, I kind of don't mind that because I want this to be something we see in real Magic, right? Like,
yeah.
I want this to be an F because I want this effect to be on real cards. This is just like, yes, I want walls that can block multiple creatures. It's a whole wall. Why does it block one guy? It's because that one guy represents half an army, but whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I enjoy 100-handed one. That's like a fun. I love that gimmick.
Yeah, I would honestly, what I think the keyword should be is something like, I don't know what the keyword is, but like something and then have it followed by a number. And so 100-handed one could be errated to that thing 100. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's 99 additional creatures, right? And that what I'm suggesting is like can block up to the number of creatures, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what this would be, because if it's any number, what do you call it? Like,
yeah, I also feel like you should have like Mendes should be it's like 2 of those slots. Mendes should take like 2 of those slots if it's like has limited slots. But it also doesn't really work in the rules.
What?
Like so if I can block 3 things with a creature,
yeah,
I can spend 2 of those things I can block a Menace and one other thing.
Oh, that would be really hard to like find a way to say other than being like, also, you know how Menace exists? It can block Menace.
You have to like make it into the rules of the game, basically.
Yeah, I think we actually had that conversation a little while ago, right? Where you could turn Menace into an X ability, and then you could turn this into an X ability, and then you could have them interact. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a thing of like, I was thinking like, okay, if you were designing the game from ground up with like this idea in mind, it'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Factor in a card game.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a game like about armies, for example, like if you're making like a Warhammer card game, which I mean that's not a thing that doesn't happen, but like
yeah. Cool. So just an actual Magic card, huh?
Yeah, it's an actual Magic card.
Yeah, I don't think it would be that busted. It's gonna block an entire board one time. It's kind of like a slow fog in a weird way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think the best case scenario is like it blocks like one. It like holds back like a free for like a while, and then like it makes a big final sacrifice.
Yeah. Thundering Chorus is a 4-mana 3/3 red vampire shaman. It has flying, and when Thundering Chorus enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. We have so many resurrections in this game, but I like this one too.
Yeah, it's cool. It is like
sorcery speed, res.
It's D. It's a pretty. I don't know if it's D even.
I think it's pretty strong, right? It's a 4-mana 3/3 flyer with a pretty strong ETB.
Yeah, I think so. Also, like Resurrection would be strong in red if it existed. So yeah, let's put it in D.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think it needs to go higher than D. I don't think this does exist, but I think there are things stronger than this in real Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, I should read the text. The zephyrs carry away her bones. The trees will give them new ones.
Oh. I was like, oh no, my bones. So like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I got tree bones now. Deep Slumber is a 5-mana 5/5 red ogre. Whenever Deep Slumber or another creature enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain first strike until end of turn.
It's a G tier.
It's not G tier. What are you talking about? It's a 5-mana 5/5 that gives your board first strike.
I missed the other creatures somehow. Okay, that's an F.
The fact that as long as you have a creature entering the battlefield every turn, your board just has first strike for the rest of the game. That's great. I know it's not the same thing, but it's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, it's still an F. It's still a freaking. I mean, that's like as long as it stays in play.
Yeah.
Like, first strike.
It's cool. It's got
Yeah.
I mean, it is until end of turn. So unless you have like token creators on your opponent's turn, you're gonna only have the first strike on your turns, which is a fair point.
It's an F. It's an F.
It has 2 ears and 3 eyes. All right, sure. Our Deep Slumber Ogre is an F tier. Dang. How could you be so callous? Be so cold. Angel of Glory's Ruin is a 5-mana 4/4 white angel with flying. For 2 mana, target player discards a card at random.
Huh. Oh man, that's rude, but not too terrible.
It's kind of expensive to get online, huh?
It's 7 mana to do it once.
Yeah, otherwise it's 5 mana. I mean, 5 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Hey, you better remove me before it gets to my next turn. Is like,
or else it'll be super annoying. Yeah,
I kind of like it. Like, I think that you throw this down on 5, and if it gets removed, you're happy with it.
Yeah. Are you though? It's 5 mana. I don't know.
Well, it's a 4/4 flyer.
Yeah. It's an F. It's definitely an F.
I mean, I think you're right because the numbers are just too high, but like 2 mana target player discards a card at random is so ridiculous. There's no card like that I know of.
Yeah, it is. It's not awful.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Sorry. So the activated ability is very strong, but it's attached to too big of a price tag, so it's not that useful. That's what basically the verdict is. Yeah,
it's really diminishing returns because of the price tag, the initial price tag.
Yeah. If you can bear its appearance, you can endure the rumbling echoes of the fallen city.
It would be fun to resurrect, though, in a format that could like make it work.
Yeah, I mean, if you resurrect this at instant speed on your opponent's turn, and they don't have time to, or like on the end step, and then you just go brrr, brrr, as they say, as people used to say. Yeah. I don't know if that's still a thing.
Angel of Glory's Ruin goes brrr,
Yeah. Gargoyle Soothsayer is a 6-mana 4/4 red devil, so we're getting to an even worse rate. When Gargoyle Soothsayer enters the battlefield, target opponent chooses one of their hands, and you choose one of your hands. Yeah, it's Gargoyle Soothsayer! I made a shorts about this guy.
What? What? My hand?
Yeah, we choose one of your hands, and target opponent chooses one of their hands, and you choose one of your hands. Whenever you cast a spell, Gargoyle Soothsayer deals 4 damage to that player.
Oh, okay, so you just choose your one hand, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you chose, but target opponent does, and so that player refers to somebody. It's really expensive. It's a 6-mana 4/4, but after that, you can cantrip someone to death super fast.
Yeah, but you also 6-mana creatures are not compatible with Spellslinger, unfortunately. Maybe being too harsh to stream. I don't know.
No, it's good. We need that.
Okay, yeah, no, it's an F. I'm sorry.
This is an F.
Yeah, no, it has to live for a whole turn.
It doesn't have to live for a whole turn.
Okay, what are you playing that? Like, okay, I guess you do a cool thing where if you have those 0 cost spells that do a that you lose your next turn if you don't pay them, but there won't be a next turn because you cast all at once.
That's interesting. I like it. I like how you're thinking.
Okay. You still have to get the 6 mana though, and in the form of those spells, you don't normally get the 6 mana.
Dang it! All right, it's just natural card. It is one of my favorite examples of AI magic. It's just this is AI magic.
Yeah. No,
that human does not know what the I'm saying. It's the they've been expecting. That's what Gargoyle says.
Is Sinji? Is Sinji? Is he talking? Is he on the player text?
No, then that reference doesn't work for anybody but me.
I don't know, old DarcyBits fans will get it.
That's right. Watch my old videos.
Yeah, if you want me to, follow for a long time, then you'll get all the references.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Azorius Courser is a 6-mana 3/4 red nightmare horse. It has vigilance and red creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. It's full board fire breathing. It's worse than the other card that we saw. Remember a 2-mana white thing with this effect? This is a 6-mana red thing with this effect.
Apologies, I cut out, it seems.
That's okay. You don't have to draw attention to it.
Thanks. Sorry. Yeah. Some cards.
Yeah, it's just like a dramatically more expensive version of that white card we saw.
Yeah.
But it's a 3/4 and only buffs power.
God. If it could be trample, maybe that'd be kind of cool. But also, yeah. I don't know.
So good. Even the best keepers train their charges to follow a consistent, disciplined pattern. I like that this is a big old nightmare horse. That's fun.
Nice. I like a nightmare horse.
I mean, just, yeah. Right.
So, there's so many nightmares that should also be horses. I want Shadowfax deck.
So, horse. I've talked about this a bunch of times before, but yeah, horse is a weird type.
Way to play basketball. I don't really play basketball, but it's like not a bad basketball training.
Shut up,
sorry.
Horse is a really weird type because there's a ton of fantastical creatures that have their own names that are based on horses, like unicorns or Pegasus or Nightmare, right? All of these things are horses. I think in Magic, Nightmare doesn't exclusively refer to the like D&D monster Nightmare, which is a demon horse, but ignoring that for the sake of this discussion. So all these things aren't horses, which is weird, right? It's they
should get the samurai warrior, ninja rogue, wolf werewolf treatment, where like a lot of this they should share lords.
Sure, but then you gotta
Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus.
Yeah, exactly, totally. It's this very weird we're just gonna list them all. I'm like, nobody wants that.
I like it. I think it's a nice way to support some tribes.
Yeah. Anyway, also makes me think of minotaurs. I was watching a stream recently where someone talked about Zedru being a minotaur, not a goat. And then, first of all, she's not a goat; she's a gazelle or something, or an ibex. But the idea of a minotaur, I really like how minotaurs are broad. They're all sorts of different creatures, not just bulls. But in Magic. But it is true that it's because you're a minotaur, you don't get to be like a goat warrior, right?
Yeah.
It would be way more cool if you were a goat minotaur. That would be rad, right? I'd be into seeing more stuff like that.
I feel Magic needs another type overhaul.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Blazing Needle.
Every 5 years or something.
Nah, maybe. It seems like a lot. Blazing Needle is a 5-mana 3/4 blue elemental with Defender. For blue, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end turn. It's another one of these, but in blue!
It's a card. Put in the card zone for cards.
Look at it! The locals had no word for needle.
It doesn't even attack on its own.
And no word for boon. Only burning. And then the war came.
Oh dang, the war?
Yeah.
I hate the war.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. Drogskull Ranger is a 2-mana 1/1 white human scout. When Drogskull Ranger enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Simple. It's just a nice card. It's not flashy.
It's
I think this literally is just a card. I think I've played this.
I mean, the thing is, it's a rampant growth with a body. In a way, it's a D. It's strong. It's
really?
I have a rampant. Yeah.
So there's a card I run. I think it goes in your hand.
Big difference between 2-mana ramp and 3-mana ramp.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
The card I was thinking of that is actually a card that I've really played. I think puts the card into your hand, which I still run it because I need that plains in my hand. I'll run out of plains otherwise, but yeah, this goes onto the battlefield. Very nice, simple, clean card. The best hunters don't just kill the prey; they train them to be predictable.
Oh wow, that's next level thinking right there.
Yeah, big brain. Great. Drogskull Ranger. So we're going with D. I think that seems appropriate. It seems very strong, but it's also just I'm
glad we got at least one B in here.
Yeah. So this is the first pass here. I went through Unplayably Overpowered, went through all the cards from that series, stuck them in here, and we tier listed them. And my big takeaway, before even tier listing them, just like looking at what was available, I was like, these aren't that strong, right? Unplayably Overpowered came from us playing the Constructed Magic AI Showdown. You should see that video if you haven't watched it. It's really good.
It's really good. It is really good.
In which we made just some ridiculous things, and I was like, I want to see how broken it can get if that's the intent, if that's what we're going for. And honestly, I'm disappointed. So I have prepared a short list of really strong cards from the Unplayably Overpowered. Not the Unplayably Overpowered. The what am I talking about? B, what am I talking about?
Oh, AI Magic.
The AI Magic Showdown. I prepared a bunch of those that I wanted to talk about just to see what kind of busted stuff does exist, and if these ones.
These are cards we played, right? Yeah.
These are cards from that showdown. These ones were not made in the Unplayably Overpowered, just to contrast what we made in Unplayably Overpowered with the actual cards that inspired.
That's a good idea, yeah.
That. Also, because I think there was like 92 cards, and I wanted it to be 100, so these are 8 more cards.
Nice, great.
So, first things first, B, Charging Goblins. You remember this card?
I do, yeah.
Charging Goblins, 5 mana, 3/3 green goblin. It's a snow creature if that matters. As long as Charging Goblins is in your hand, creatures you control get +1/+1 and have haste.
I think this is actually an A.
It's so good. It's like, what do you do against that? Target and discard? That's it. Like,
yeah,
it's 0 mana anthem that you can't interact with.
I actually would be. I mean, it'd be really hard to do. But I would actually be into like them improving like Mind Frost by making cards like this, where it's like reward you for emptying your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
But no, this is like not the way. This is too freaking strong. This is like
it's so busted.
I think it's like a B though, because like I feel like can we put anything here in A, because like we didn't balk at like playing against it, I don't think.
I mean, it's an interesting point. I mean, we did play them. We did play them against ourselves. Some of these I didn't play. You can notice that all of the blue cards that I'm about to show you, some of them have art. Those are the ones that actually made it into my deck. And some of them don't have art, because they were unplayably overpowered, and I didn't bother. This one, though, was in your deck. That's why I didn't have art, because I didn't draw the cards for your deck. I hadn't seen them until the actual gameplay.
You should. This is a B.
I think I think you're probably. I don't know. Honestly, it is so strong. Like, you did play it, but like.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong too, but
it was so strong. I'm gonna throw it in B because we did technically see it get played. Oh, Scars in the chat is saying Charging Goblins is format warping. If printed, everyone would run discard. Good point. It completely changed the format.
No, it would be like game warping. Like, it would be like, It would be. You think battles would change Magic? No, this would change Magic.
Yeah. I mean, you make a good point though, right? Like, you could play it in this ridiculous AI Magic best card in your deck scenario. It's not unplayably overpowered. There are counters technically. There is stuff that you could do. It doesn't just win the game on the spot. I think it does go into B. I think you're right. Yeah. Goblins catch up, whether it's your horse or a herd of goblins.
That's true.
Plunderhorn, our favorite 3 mana 1/3 blue whale. Affinity for artifacts, if you needed that. And pay 1 life, draw a card. We love it. Okay. I played this card against you. It was the only thing that kept me alive. The game I played, this is the game I won. It's the only one I won.
It is Necropunk. It's like better Necropunk, yeah. That's a B. Because like there was a time when this was played, but also it's like way above the curve of anything you could reasonably expect.
Yeah.
So it's a B.
I think it's a B as well. I think this was definitely one of the best cards in my deck, and I didn't feel bad playing it. It's just card draw. The cards I draw still need to be good.
Yeah, which is like, this is a standard for B. Like,
Yeah.
like
The water is riled by the rush of the tide. The creak of the keel is drowned by the thrum of its engine. Desperate Stand. Desperate Stand is a 2-mana blue instant. If you control a swamp and a mountain, you win the game.
Ding ding ding, this is alright. Yeah.
These are the sorts of things I was seeing when I was foraging for that video. I was just like, well, that's not even interesting. Like, why would I even bother? Like,
it's speed too. Holy moly!
Yeah, it's like I just.
Now, therefore, you do have to be a free color.
You do.
You do have to like get your Grixis trio.
Totally.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Turn one. I don't know. Turn whatever. Play.
Yeah.
I don't know, Xander's Lounge. Turn 2, play this. What freaking game are we playing here?
Yeah, it's just like, it's so dumb. And like, the reason that it's called Unplayably Overpowered is because I saw cards like this and I went, well, that's not going to make a fun video. Just like, I win, okay, next game. Like, what's the point? Why are you playing? 100 years ago, if you wished to avoid death, you took a stand on a mountaintop.
Yeah, you also have to take a stand on the mountain top and the swamp top and an island top to like.
That's a really good point.
This format, yeah.
Great Whale is a 3-mana 2/5 whale. When Great Whale dies, you win the game.
Okay, so this looks like an A, and maybe still an A. I don't know, but it's also like, it doesn't have to die. It can't be X'd out. It can't be bounced.
Sure.
It actually might be a little bit harder to do. You just run.
It's gotta be. If you have any sack, you just kill your own. If you don't, you've still said, hey, you can't attack me with anything bigger than a 5 or I'll block it. And this will die and I'll win the game. Right? Like,
yeah, or less than a 2 toughness because like I'll just block it in.
I'll just block it anyway, yeah. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's an A. I don't know what I was saying. It's an A, yeah.
We come to fill the ocean, not just to tame it. Humakto. Malakir Hunter.
I feel like any AI card that says win the game.
I know, right? I tried. I was like, come on, Urza, give me some win the game cards. And it was like, nah, here's a 6-mana 5/5 flyer. I'm like, alright. Goblin Famine, another one of your cards here, if you recall this one, is a 4-mana 2/2. But let's ignore that. When it enters the battlefield, you lose the 2 life. This sucks. Why would I ever run this?
Too, yeah.
At the beginning of your upkeep, if Goblin Famine is in your graveyard, you may put a creature... No, not a creature. Put a card that shares a card type with it from your graveyard onto the battlefield. Any creature. Not any goblin. Any creature.
Or snow enchantment or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I think it works. We talked about this, of whether or not snow counted or if that was a super type or something. I don't, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure about that.
I'm not sure, but either way, you did play this card. It did completely hose me. Do you think it's unplayably overpowered, or does it think it was the best card in your deck?
I feel the best card in my deck, but man, I'm biased. What do you judge?
I think this one wasn't so bad, right? You have to get into your graveyard. The fact that I forced you to discard it the first game is hilarious, because I helped you. But you didn't have a way of doing that, right? Like, yeah, sure, you can run, like, draw card, discard card, red, that kind of thing. They're very good at that sort of stuff.
It is a high B. It is a very high B, I would say. But
yeah, I think so.
You absolutely have, like, we kind of lucky that I didn't roll any, like, good discards.
Yeah. Super ridiculous in any actual format, but not unplayably overpowered. There's stuff you can do in AI Magic, at least.
Yeah.
It's not easy surviving in the Badlands. You'll need every bit of energy to hold off the marauding hordes.
Yeah, that's true.
Whale Boon Whale. 6 mana. Pretty expensive. It's a 6 mana 4/4 whale that says as long as you control a whale, you control all lands.
Oh, it's a whale too. Nice.
It is a whale, yes, of course.
Okay, so that's the thing though. It's like you have to get the 6 mana.
You have to get to 6 mana. This one's a bit slower, but it does steal every land and just lock your opponent out of the game. But they might be able to win on just creatures at that point.
I mean, also gets counter spells.
Oh, sure. I mean, anything can get counterspelled unless it says can't
Yeah,
be counterspelled.
yeah, but also like 6. I mean, yeah, but it's a 6 mana thing that gets counterspelled. I don't know.
Well, you probably don't, right? You probably like res this or something.
The thing is, like, unlike like the free mana thing, this does actually have like counters.
Yeah.
Like just because of 6 mana, so it's also a high B, I think.
You think this goes into B, or do you think this is still a C?
This is the highest B that you could imagine without being an A.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it is like too slow. If I actually had, so I was never gonna run this. It was Unplayably Overpowered. I would not put it in my deck. But if I had run it, I think I still would have lost most of the games because I just didn't get to 6 mana most of the time. You just aggroed me out, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have changed anything. But if I had played it, it would just be like I win the game, right?
Yeah.
If this was a 6 mana card that says you win the game, you'd still say that's an A, right? Like you just right?
No, that's exactly like it was like if it was a 6 mana source for me, it was a 6 mana instant. I don't know.
Yeah,
like, if like 6 mana.
If it was a 6 mana sorcery, win the game. What is that in the tier list?
I think that's a B. Yeah.
Wow, that's brutal. Like the alternate win con of get to 6 mana and cast a spell without it getting countered. That's like a not that hard alternate win con.
Yeah, but it's not like it's like it doesn't invalidate the game. I guess
I think like it does.
No, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, put an A. I don't know. I'm harsh today.
I know. I mean, it is. I think it's harder to pull off than it seems, but it's also if you do pull it off, it's just kind of an FU. Like it's not interesting. It's not like I play an enchantment and then if you don't, I win at the start of my next upkeep if you don't kill me or something. Like you just win.
Yeah, I guess it's the lowest.
And this isn't you just win, right?
B. It's like right in the middle. Yeah, it's like
I'm saying.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no way you can come back from this.
I mean, you might be able to win on your board, right? That's totally possible. You might be able to already win on board if you have enough stuff. Blah 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 blah. Totally possible.
Yeah, I guess so.
And if it dies, the lands do go back. I imagine because it's a temporary control. It's an as long as control effect.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you just like cannot play spells, and also your opponent. And also, you also got a whole bunch of extra mana.
Oh yeah,
you can tap.
It's gonna be great.
I guess you can tap all your lands while it's on the stack, but like, yeah, it's like.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't
know. Enters the battlefield. Cool. I tap all my lands. They change control. Float a bunch of mana.
Yeah.
It's an A. It's nuts.
No, you're right.
It has been too long since I've tasted a keener fin than the one in the boughs of Kessig. Moloch, Reeve.
Who knows? Who knew? I mean,
Raphael, whale poet. Don't we love Raphael?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Whale Poets? That's great.
No, this was the signature card in my deck, B. I had a lot of cards that talked about Raphael, whale poet, and this was the one I actually ended up running. It's 2 mana, 1/3. Blue, draw 2 cards. Simple.
Very high B. I'd say, yeah.
Clean.
Very good.
Love it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that works. A rare instance of feeling no pain. No, not like the cold callousness of a pirate. I speak only of the common oblivion of the living. What a whale poet. And lastly, Slobbering Squealer, a 3 mana 2/3 whale that says tap. Target player mills X cards. X is the number of cards in your library.
I think you showed me this. I forgot about it.
I did, yeah. I was like, look at the stupid card that I'm not going to run.
Yeah.
Now, it's a bit more mitigated. It's a 3 mana 2/3 that has to stick for a turn.
Yeah, so it is a B. I think that is a B. Like, it has, like, such obvious, like... It is not okay. I guess
you have 1 turn.
Yeah, but if you don't have removal, what are you doing? Okay. Yeah.
What? You said if you don't have removal, what are you doing?
No, you're right. It's an A.
Yeah, I think it probably is. I mean, it's not that hard to protect this. If you even hold just like a couple mana out, but if you don't play this till like turn 4 or 5.
Four inch trophy is like, yeah, it's just like stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an A.
Yeah.
You've broken my barrier. You've taught me the ways of evaluating cards highly.
I mean, that's the thing, though, right? Like, these were these cherry-picked 8 cards, like, all the best ones from our game that we played. And, like, you can see how strong they can be, and it's just like...
But it's in an A, though, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So many clamshells and mackerel fins. What could they possibly want with me? Gull catch. Whale catcher. I don't know. It's just it's weird. There's like an element that feels almost like invalidating of pulling out all these cards and being like, all right, here's 8 ringers, just that I already know are busted, right? It's almost like, did you actually find anything super busted? Because like, I don't know. It's just kind of exemplifying how little we did find in the original, in the Unplayably Overpowered, right? That I had to pull out these last 8 to just be like, no, this is what a real overpowered card looks like.
Yeah.
Like, if we look at this, all of these are from those last ones, right? Desperate Stand, win the game. Great Whale, win the game. Whalebone Boon, Whale, Control Lands, and Slobbering Squealer. All of those except for this one. There's only one A that we got outside of those cards, and that is Molten Devil, a 3-mana, 3/3. Whenever it or another devil enters the battlefield under your control, create a 3/3 black devil creature token. Goes infinite, which will actually force the game to end in a draw if you don't have a way of stopping it. I remember when we first threw this up here, we talked about how it was kind of, I think you mentioned, B, that it was a little bit of a shame that our only A was this card that actually fundamentally breaks the game. It's not just really powerful. And after after we finished recording, I thought, like, okay, what if we imagined that this card wasn't? Like, what if it was a May ability, and you could just say, I create a million 3/3s. That's not actually fundamentally breaking the game, but it's still so powerful that you're gonna win from that state, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if we say that it isn't this, like, oh, it will cause the game to end in a draw, it's still A tier, I would think, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah. If you had like that one cool card, Crowd Roaster, what's that one called? The Devil?
Oh, the one that doubles itself?
No, you're thinking of Devilish Valet. But
the one that pings. The one that pings. Yes.
Pings face whenever something ETBs. Your opponent would die before the game would end in a draw.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
You wouldn't even need to break the cycle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The opponent will break first.
Yeah. Then we got our best card in the deck. We have this many best cards, 12 best cards. I'm curious how these actually hold up to the other things we've seen. Like, would these still be considered best cards? So I want to go through these ones again with you, B.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So Toxic Deluge. 2 mana, 1/1, Orc Rogue. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature. It's that ETB destroy thing, but it's way cheaper. It's a 2 mana.
It's still a C. Yeah, no, I can't just. It's the only one we've seen. I don't know if I can justify this as a B right now. It's still like a C.
Really? I mean, I'm not moving it right now, but I don't know. That's interesting that your opinion's changed.
Yeah.
Hand of Replication.
That was literally the first one.
I think. Probably, yeah. Hand of Replication is a 2 mana instant. Counters target spell. You may pay 1 and exile a non-land card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Then it returns target permanent to its owner's hand. It's pretty good.
I do just like kind of magic.
It's a 2 mana counter spell. That's already better than counter spell.
No, this is absolutely a B. Yeah.
It's so nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read the flavor text either. I think I didn't catch them at the beginning because I forgot to start reading them at the beginning of the game. So I'm just gonna the beginning of the original video. If it smells like vinegar, it's coming your way. Journeyman Trog. And from duplicate sages to different fractures, duplicates can do wonders.
Hey Darcy.
Yas.
I'm down to do this. I just got a go washroom quickly.
Oh, we can just wrap it up if that's the case. I don't really have anything else to do here. We're just kind of skimming through. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy to call it. Draw 3 cards, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Bunch of draws. We saw these before. They're kind of nuts. Exiling creatures when they attack. Love it. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the Unplayably Overpowered tier list. 5 in that one. 12 in this one. 14 in this one. 30 in D, strong for regular magic, and a whopping 39.
Wow, that's different
in just an actual card.
Yeah, it's kind of a testament to like how like
balanced Urza's AI is.
Really, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of cards that are worse than these.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, which we will be discovering when we do the Garruk versus Liliana dual decks, because that is going to be a game where we made the decks just first card rolled, no matter what the power level is. So get ready for that one. I'm excited. All right. Have a good night, everyone. I've been DarcyBits. Today with me has been B. We will catch you next time.
Yeah, see you around.
Bye.
Bye.